Welcome to your College Sensei. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 common time wasters that college students face and how you can avoid them. By following these tips, you can free up your time and focus on the things that are most important to you. Time waster 1: Scrolling through social media. Social media is one of the biggest time wasters for college students. It's easy to get sucked into the endless scroll of posts, videos, and updates. But all that time spent scrolling is time that could be better spent studying, working, or simply relaxing. Here are a few tips to avoid wasting time on social media. Set time limits for yourself to ensure you spend no more than 5 to 10 minutes on social media at a time. Use apps or website blockers to limit your social media usage. Delete social media apps from your phone. This will make it harder to access social media when you're trying to focus on other things. Unsubscribe from email notifications. This will prevent you from being constantly tempted to check social media. Time waster 2: Binge-watching TV. Binge-watching TV can be another major time waster. It's easy to get lost in a good show and lose track of time. But just like social media, too much TV can eat into your study time and productivity. Here are a few tips to avoid binge-watching TV. Set a schedule for TV watching. Decide how much time you're willing to spend watching TV each week and stick to it. Find other activities to fill your time. When you're not watching TV, try reading, exercising, or spending time with friends and family. Time waster 3: Procrastination. Procrastination is a common problem for college students. It can be tempting to put off difficult tasks until the last minute. But procrastination can lead to stress, anxiety, and poor grades. Here are a few tips to overcome procrastination. Break down large tasks into smaller, more manageable ones. This will make them seem less daunting. Set deadlines for yourself. Give yourself a realistic amount of time to complete each task. Reward yourself for completing tasks. This will motivate you to keep going. Time waster 4: Not studying efficiently. Studying efficiently is important for college students. But many students don't know how to study effectively. This can lead to wasted time and poor grades. Here are a few tips to study more efficiently. Find a quiet and distraction-free place to study. This will help you focus on your work. Set realistic goals for your study sessions. Don't try to cram too much information into a short period of time. Take breaks every 30 to 60 minutes to stay focused. Get up and move around, or do something you enjoy for a few minutes. Time waster 5: Skipping class. Skipping class is a big time waster. It's in class that you learn the material that you'll be tested on. If you skip class, you'll have to spend a lot of time making up for it. Here are a few tips to avoid skipping class. Set your alarm and go to bed early the night before class. This will ensure that you're well rested and ready to learn. Make sure you have a reason for going to class. If you're not interested in the material, find a way to make it more relevant to your life. Talk to your professor if you're struggling with the material. They can help you understand it better. Time waster 6: Shopping. Shopping, whether online or in person, can be a huge time waster for college students. It's easy to get lost in the aisles and hours can pass before you know it. And if you're not careful, you can easily overspend and end up with a pile of stuff you don't need. Here are a few tips to avoid wasting time and money on shopping. Make a list and stick to it. Don't go shopping unless you know exactly what you need. Set a budget and don't go over it. This will help you avoid overspending. Avoid shopping when you're bored, stressed, or emotional. These are all times when you're more likely to make impulse purchases. Time waster 7: Worrying. Worrying is a common problem for college students. It's easy to get stressed about grades, relationships, jobs, and the future. But worrying doesn't do anything to help. In fact, it can actually make things worse. Here are a few tips to worrying less. Identify your triggers. What are the things that make you worry the most? Once you know your triggers, you can start to develop strategies for avoiding them. Focus on the present. Don't waste time worrying about things that you can't control. Instead, focus on the things that you can control, like your study habits and your attitude. Talk to someone you trust. Talking about your worries can help you to feel better and gain some perspective. Time waster 8. Joining too many clubs. Joining clubs and organizations can be a great way to get involved in campus life, make friends, and explore your interests. But it's important to be selective and not join too many clubs. If you're spread too thin, you'll have trouble keeping up with your commitments. Here are a few tips to join less clubs. Do your research. Before you join a club, take some time to learn about its mission, activities, and time commitments. Set limits. Decide how many clubs you're realistically able to handle and stick to that number. Don't be afraid to say no. It's okay to decline invitations to join clubs if you don't have the time or interest. Time waster 9. Partying too much. Partying is a common part of the college experience. But it's important to be mindful of how much time you're spending partying, as it can seriously impact your studies and grades. Here are a few tips to avoid partying too much. Set priorities. Make sure you're putting your studies first and partying second. Find other ways to socialize. There are plenty of other ways to have fun and meet new people that don't involve partying. Learn to say no. It's okay to turn down invitations to parties if you have other commitments or just don't feel like going. Time waster 10. Using weekends as a break from school. Weekends can be a tempting time to catch up on sleep, relax, and de-stress from the week. But it's important to use your weekends wisely and make sure you're not falling behind on your schoolwork. Here are a few tips to make the most of your weekends. Create a schedule. Set aside time for studying, working, and relaxing. Avoid procrastinating. Don't wait until the last minute to start working on assignments. Take breaks. It's important to take breaks throughout the day to avoid burnout. By following the tips in this video, you can avoid wasting time and focus on the things that are most important to you in college. Remember, balance is key. Make sure you're making time for your studies, your social life, and your own personal well-being. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more college tips and advice.